to feel your own breath, inhale and exhale, and the conversation which you are in, the discussion which you are in with the people, you look at it like this is something which you are listening for the first time.
Everyone, welcome to BWB, the Book Talk Show. Today we are pairing Brookman's truth about living in now with Santiago's fight in The Old Man and the Sea. Two voices, one message. Life isn't a finish line, it's the moment we are in right now. With this, I open the conversation and let's hear what is more to discuss ways from the book Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. Geetaji, please let us know more about the story. Over to
Hi
you.
everyone. Ernest Hemingway's timeless classic, The Old Man and the Sea, is a moving story of determination and hope. With its simple prose and profound wisdom, the Nobel Literature Prize winning novella remains an ageless tribute to the human spirit. Set in a small Cuban fishing village, it showcases Santiago, an old fisherman whose spirit is undefeated in the face of his bad luck. After 84 days without catching any fish, he hooks a marlin of legendary size, starting a day and night long battle of strength, willpower, and admiration between him and the giant fish. More than just a story of fishing, Hemingway crafts an epic about courage in isolation, the dignity of struggle, and the strong connection between dreams and the determination to fulfill them. So, as Santiago's boat keeps being pulled into the vast ocean by the merlin, he notices a solitary bird alight on his small boat and he talks to it, curious about its age, wondering about its safety from predators like hawks. But his momentary tenderness is interrupted as the marlin suddenly surges, jerking his line fiercely and causing him to fall. After 84 days without catching it, cutting his hand in the process also, Santiago lowers his hand into the water to soothe the wound and notices the marlin slowing down its pull. Now it is getting very tired. Recognizing the need for strength in self, Santiago decides to eat the tuna he had caught earlier. But as he begins preparing it, his left hand starts to cramp painfully. He inwardly scolds it, saying, "Cramp then all you want, but make yourself into a claw and don't let go of the fishing line." Alone in the vast ocean, he feels his isolation and he reflects how alone he is and he misses his young boy friend. But the sight of wild ducks flying against the cloud brings a moment of comfort. And he realizes that no man is ever alone on the ocean because all the living creatures in this universe are all in companionship, in silent companionship. So Santiago's struggle with the marlin continues through the night and the day, and his body aches, but he refuses to let go. He speaks to the fish almost as if it is a companion and admiring its dignity and strength. The bond between him and the marlin fish is based on respect even as the battle goes on. So I believe Santiago's respect for the marlin gives his struggle a sense of dignity and purpose. Feeling connected to our goal or purpose or our adversary gives us the strength to persevere, as opponents also share a common experience that binds together. And our inner strength is always tested the most in our darkest hours. So, my question to you, Siddharth, how does respect for people or challenges or even time change the way you approach your own goals? Please share.
Wow, that is a beautiful perspective and a takeaway from Old Man and a Sea. It is time is very important for all of us. We cannot hold time. We all know that, and it is above and beyond everybody. I got a very good experience in my childhood about discipline, and that may be the reason I have very good respect for time and how we should always respect the people who give us time. So I can share a very personal story in this regard. Like my father was a mining engineer. He used to leave from home around 6 a.m. morning. The site he used to go was almost like 3 to 3.5 hours from where we used to stay. So he had to travel all that and he had to come back. And by the time he used to be back, mostly we were slept. Would have slept by then. So in a day, mostly we would not have seen him, and if by chance we see him, we would be already sleepy by then. So for me, Sunday was a very important day because Sunday was the only day he would be at home, and the time he spent with us, each moment was so sacred. And we used to love that day because he would be with us and we will spend our own personal time. So that gave me this perspective of how important people are in our lives and how we should respect them and with the time they spend with us over a period of time, like with my job or even like my consulting. I realized that in a busy life, people if people are giving out time to you, then they are giving away some part of them to you, and that should be respected a lot. So I feel that way. I'm very obliged always whenever somebody gives time, and I want to always make sure that I am able to respect that time, take care of whatever assignment or discussion we have to have. We need to close it in that time, and it is important that we respect time always. That's my takeaway. What about you, Shitapa?
Very, very heart touching takeaway and very inspiring that yes, this is the time we are living in, and we need to cherish those moments with the people who matter. And I will like to share one of similar experience which I had with my grandmother. So all the women in the family used to gather during holidays, and we used to sit in a circle in the evening or just when the after the evening. So at night we are preparing pithe, which is called a traditional rice cake in Bengalis. Grandmom used to share her wisdom to how to make it a perfect texture of the dough, and those who already knew how to make it also added their own little secrets to make it even better. And I was just learning, sitting with them in that circle, to how to make that pithe. And I was living every moment in that time where it felt as if I was just not learning to cook, rather I was learning something from my traditions, from my loved ones, and that mattered more. So in that laughter, in that stories which we were sharing while preparing those, that cooking and that joy of eating together after it is made as a family, that made me feel like something which I even treasure now, even though people are no more, my grandparents are not there. So I still value that time we had spent together, has today made me who I am. So that every step or every small task we did, that moment shapes you rather bit by bit. So we need to value time, we need to value those people and everything which has taught you to be you. So that was my learning. Over to you, Sujata, for more understanding of the from the book, The 4,000 Weeks.
Thank you. Both your examples were so very insightful, yours as well as Siddharth's, and touching. So, this is what Berkman says. He opens his chapter 7 by telling us that something that sounds like a riddle. Never really have time, he says. And it's not that he's giving us an excuse to skip meetings. He means time isn't something we possess, like a wallet or a packet of crisps. We are time. You can't step outside it and manage it from above like a conductor telling the seconds to speed up or slow down. He draws on Heidegger's philosophy, who reminds us that we are all going to die, and points out that trying to master time is like trying to stand outside your own life. It's impossible. Yet so much of modern productivity culture is like trying to build a viewing platform above your own head so you can look down and optimize your minutes. Sounds exhausting, isn't it? Now, mapping it to the old man and the sea, Santiago doesn't think I'll manage my time with this fish today. Maybe block out 2 to 3 hours for that struggle. No, he is the struggle. Every aching moment of that fight with the marlin is part of him. There's no stopwatch, no time budget, just living fully in each pull of the line. So the takeaway that Berkman says is when we stop treating time as a resource to control, we get to live it. Santiago allows us that. We don't own our time, we are our time. So, Jasveer, do you think you are more of a time owner or a time surrenderer? And has that changed over the years? Over to you, Jasveer.
Thank you, Sujata. It's a lovely thought, and I'm sure all of us can very relate to it. Um, when you're younger and you have these goals and purpose in life, uh, it makes sense to own your time because it's very easy to waste time and lose track of time if you're getting distracted. So I recollect when I was pursuing my chartered accountancy course, I made it a point that I owned my time and I focused on my goals so that the distractions would not, kill that time. And it's moment to moment. And today, when I look back and I'm settled well in life, I believe I can surrender to time at this point in time. So owning time and surrendering time is very relative to the different phases of our life. So we can surrender to time when we are on a vacation because it doesn't make sense to make a plan for everything. You can just flow with the with time and enjoy those moments. So it's all about making use of time according to the phase that you're in life and valuing time because that is one thing that can never come back. Time can never come back. So that's my outlook on this. I hand it over to Dr. Geeta to tell us more about what Santiago will tell us in this story. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasveer. And I love that validation that we cannot own time, neither can we surrender to time. And it will be depending on the phases of how, when we surrender to time or when we own the time. When we are focusing on our goals, we own it. And when we are in vacation, we may be flowing with it. And that is a wonderful takeaway. I like it. Yes, Santiago, he focuses on his goal of catching that big fish, which was his dream. And as he is, just looking at the water, suddenly the marlin reappears on the surface. And it is even more enormous than he had expected, towering some 2 feet longer than his small boat. And moved by respect and tiredness, he marvels at the fish's nobility, that he is so strong and yet he is so fearless. And even though the fish has got the hook protruding out of his mouth, he has clapped his mouth shut and instead of struggling, he's just moving forward, moving forward. And Santiago thinks, thank God they're not so intelligent, because if he struggles, he will be pulling the boat under. And he thinks, thank God they're not as intelligent as we who kill them, although they are more noble and more able. And he wishes to tell the fish that he is also great. But if he feels that if the fish sees his left cramped hand, it will know how weak he is. So he wishes he was the great fish himself, so that he is pitted against his own resilience and intelligence, because he thinks that the fish is so great and noble, and he was fish himself. Face to face with such an awe-inspiring adversary, Santiago starts to pray, and because he wants that inner calm and strength. And having regained some more composure, he resumes his struggle with renewed resolve to fight to bring the mal into the boat to kill it. So I believe the final stretch of any struggle often requires our greatest concentration. Physical strain fades, but the achievement endures. Success comes when preparation and courage combine at the right moment. The turning point often arrives suddenly, and we must be prepared. And Santiago knows the fight is nearing its climax, yet he stays steady and focused. So, my question to you, Siddharth, when facing the final push towards an important goal, how do you keep yourself calm, prepared, and ready for success? Please share.
Wow, that's a beautiful way of talking about how important each and every moment is and understanding its importance. So, as an Ikigai coach, I am a Ikigai coach, and we have a phrase in Ikigai called Ichie Ichio, which means that every moment is unique, and this moment, once gone, we will lose it, right? So, we need to be sure that when we are in a particular moment, we are able to live it completely. And that's something I do very like religiously every day, day in day out. How I stay in that is, when I am part of a conversation, then I have to be fully present there, 100%. And I could achieve that through my mindfulness practices, breathe, breathing exercises and meditation, and that helps a lot, because when you are able to pause, you are able to feel your own breath, inhale and exhale, and the conversation which you are in, the discussion which you are in with the people, you look at it like this is something which you are listening for the first time. And I do that every day, so that nothing is old to me. It gives me that new freshness, and I feel that this is something I am hearing for the first time, or I am going to experience for the first time, and that keeps me very grounded. I keep myself like just like that young child or kid, like curiosity, that, oh, what I'm going to learn. And that learning spirit keeps me very I think humble, and always keeping my curiosity eyes open, because I don't know how much I will learn from that one moment which I am spending with that person, or with even myself in some time. So that gives me a lot of happiness, and fulfills me every time I do this. So that is how I keep respect for every moment, and feel amazing every day, every morning, every night when I close the day, because each moment is so important for us. That is my takeaway. Over to you, Shitapa.
So beautifully explained. And I was actually feeling my breathe in and breathe out when you said to focus on breathe in and breathe out. Yes, that beautiful it is when you focus to little things in life, which you do daily. Where the I think the beauty is in between, rather than achieving or the finish line. So with that, I will like to say that I was in my sister's place for a couple of months, and she taught me how to grow methi leaves, okay, from in her home garden. And I was learning gardening for the first time, and she was showing me how to do it. And I thought the joy will be when I see the bunch of lush green methi leaves ready for cooking. That's when I was thinking I will be very happy. But soon I realized that everything lies in between that process. When I started with that loosening of that soil, feeling that earth crumble between my fingers, and then gently, scattering those methi leaves in that top and watering it every morning, that was so much fun. I actually enjoyed the process of seeing the little green shoots to appear, and when it was ready for harvest gradually. So I was enjoying every phase as if just like a real life is in those tiny daily moments. Every stage is full of so much activities. If we can cherish those, just like preparing the soil, patiently watering every day, and then when the tiny sprouts come up, all of it is just like life happening right now. If we live that, that's when is best lived. And we can experience that every moment is just unfolding in front of us. So that is what I could experience and relate with this takeaway. So over to you, Sujata, for more insights from the book 4000 Weeks.
Thank you, Shritapa. What you said about enjoying gardening, you didn't wait for the final tree, how it would look. Just enjoyed every moment. And that's exactly what Berkman says. Gently tells us, stop chasing arrival points. The feeling is, like we all think, once I get this promotion, once the kitchen renovation is done, once I finally buy the perfect notebook, then I'll start living. Spoiled. There's always another notebook waiting for you. So he gives the example of a productivity writer who spent an entire weekend planning how to make weekends more enjoyable. And he missed the actual weekend. Probably you can imagine how his Monday morning might have been. So mapping to the old man and the sea, Santiago isn't thinking about the future applause or the perfect return to shore moment. He's locked in with the marlin, saying, Fish, I'll stay with you until I'm dead. It's not a morbid statement, it's total presence. No escape hatch into someday. Takeaway is that Berkman's point is life isn't something we eventually arrive at. We're already in it. Santiago's fight shows that meaning comes from being right where you are, even if where you are is blistered, hungry, and wrestling a fish that's twice your size. So, my question to you, Jasveer, is what helps you snap back into the present when your brain runs off chasing the future? So, up to you, Jasveer.
Thank you, Sujata. Yes, that's a lovely insight to be in the present moment, uh, because this moment is never going to come back. And I'm sure even Sujata will agree with me because she has followed Art of Living, which has been started by our Guru Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, and he has guided us through a happiness program where it says that you we need to be in the present moment because this moment you are here now, and that's what matters most. You don't know where are you going to be the next moment. You actually don't. I mean, I can give you a simple example of those people who are on the Titanic. They were enjoying themselves, they were having a party, and they didn't realize in the night when Jack and Rose meet on the deck, they didn't know that the glacier's going to pierce through the deck of the ship, and the ship will sink. So they lived every moment, till the moment that Jack died. They were together and they cherished every moment together. So we really don't know what's next for us. We actually don't. There are so many examples like that. Like recently, we had the plane crash, the unfortunate plane crash of Air India, wherein so many families were devastated with this kind of calamity that was brought upon, which was so unfortunate. And they never knew that that was the last goodbye they said to their families. So it makes sense to live every moment without regret and without having any kind of hatred or bitterness towards people, because we don't know. And this reminds me of one thing that my mother always says, that whenever you meet someone, meet that person as if you're going to meet him or her for the last time, because you don't know what the next morning has for you. So now I hand it over to Shritapa to conclude today's conversation.
Thank you, Jasbir, for such an insightful life story. I hope you all love these lessons from these two books. With this, I would like to conclude today's conversation and these two books. Bye bye. Tata. Take care.